Hi, Jennifer. Sarah from The Upcoming. Such a pleasure to meet you. Maybe we could kick off with a brief introduction. What can people expect from Wish?
I hope they get a wonderful, big, epic, fun fairy tale musical that really helps them reconnect with their own wishes.
And of course, it's kind of the culmination of Disney's 100-year celebrations, and it seems to strike this perfect balance of being a homage to the past, but also feeling very fresh and forward-looking. Where did you begin in crafting the tale?
We really started together thinking about the Disney legacy and what Disney meant to us. And someone mentioned wishing, and we went, wishing is a far more complex word than I think we think about. It's driven every great discovery or every great invention in the world, an idea, and it's such a part of the human condition. So we said to explore how important it is to have the courage to fulfill your own wish, recognizing those challenges. There will be failures in that success, but also that there'll be some helpers along the way.
An absolutely phenomenal voice cast, particularly Ariana DeBose and Chris Pine right at the centre. What was it like hearing these wonderful actors bring your words to life, and obviously the songs too?
Yeah, I mean, Ariana, her singing voice obviously is just absolutely incredible, but she's also such a warm and generous person, and she really inspired that in Asha. And then Chris Pine, he's smart and he's charming, and he can sing as well, and that we really wanted Magnifico to be complex and smart and charming and actually multi-layered, and that really came from Chris.
And obviously you've been such a trailblazer, particularly as a female filmmaker in this world, and your wild success with Frozen. Feels like you brought a lot of that similar female perspective, the humour, some of the messiness too, and I was also thinking about the fact that there's not a love story right at the centre of this, and that feels quite refreshing. Was that important to you?
Well, I think as filmmakers it's really where we all are. We write timely things and hopefully timeless as well. I think getting to work with Chris and Fawn and the other writer Allison, there's a little bit of all of us in this.
I'm seeing this beautiful animation. It combines the hybrid of kind of the old school 2D and the more modern 3D. What did you think when you first saw it all come together?
Oh, it was. I remember seeing a test they did where they actually took a camera move and just like how you entered town in Pinocchio, but they did it here, and we realized it was going to work and it was going to happen, and I remember getting quite emotional.
There's also such great diversity in the characters in the cast. That also feels very important for this era, particularly when we're in such a divided moment.
Yeah. Well, I think, one of the things is in the history of Disney that we share it across the whole world. And I think Disney is a place for belonging. It's where we all belong. And I think it's important for people to see themselves on the screen and to always know they are part of that and we are in this together.
And ultimately, what do you hope people take away? I mean, I guess for the younger audiences, just the amazing colours, the songs, but even for the older audiences, all those Easter eggs and the sense of hope that hopefully people can hang on to.
Yeah, I think most importantly is that people feel empowered to connect, whatever age they are, with their own wish that drives their heart, have the courage to dare to try. And also I think, Asha has a very generous wish for her community, and then her community comes and supports her, and that this really does help us see how the more we're connected.
Can you quickly tell us what you're working on next? Have you got another script or another project in the pipeline?
Well, I'm very busy right now in my other role in the studio. We have many projects going, and so I'm really looking forward to getting back, putting on my sneakers, and just being in the story room and helping the new filmmakers bring their vision forward. Well, it really came from a lot of early talks and sharing about what Disney meant to us, thinking of things in the legacy that I just were profound to us, and the idea of the power of wishing came about the conversation, and that wishing upon a star. But we thought, wishing's really much more complex. It's a declaration of a real drive and a want. So why don't we celebrate those who have the courage to pursue their wishes? And that's where I started getting excited, and I could see a story full of obstacles and villains. I definitely did, especially at the beginning with Ariana. She is such a generous but lively energy, really bright and infectious, and I would have her in my mind. Chris also, for sure, because he's very smart and very charming, and I wanted Magnifico to be a sorcerer like that, self-taught. You had to be a really smart guy, and I wanted him to have all those nuanced, complex layers to him, and I think that's what Chris brings. I won't give anything away, but there's a song playing right now that plays as the credits roll that had me in tears, really thinking about the message of this film, and so I'll give it to that because it's playing behind me beautifully.